Because coming up next, we have a bout for the heavyweight championship of the world. It is the great, the one and only Fedor Emelianenko, 27-1, against Tim the Maniac Sylvia, 24-4. You know what? Sometimes in sports, you know you're great when you go by one name, whether it's Jordan or Tiger, Ali. Well, here we have Fedor, perhaps the greatest fighter in the sport of mixed martial arts. Frank Trigg, you have broadcasted many of his fights in the Pride Fighting Championship. We take a look at him stalking backstage right now. Tell us what you think the fans are going to see from the great Fedor.
For those of you who have never seen Fedor before, it's a little weird because he looks like he just woke up. He just walked out of bed. He's like, hey, I'm here to fight. I'm your accountant here to do your books. Then you realize he's not. He's here to throw it down as heavy, as hard as he can. Has absolutely the best sambo in the world of any MMA fighter. He can go from armbar to triangle to knee bar to ankle lock without even barely moving a toe, let alone the rest of his body. He has striking power that's very unorthodox because he kind of looks like, I'm tired of you hitting me now I'm going to swing back. And then you just fall down. It's very difficult to fight Fedor because he comes and once he hits you, once he touches you, he realizes you're stung, I'm going to keep coming, and he turns it on supercharged.
And his ground and pound is something that none of us have really ever seen before. On the other side, his roadblock on his quest for a new belt is a guy who you are very familiar with, former two-time UFC Heavyweight Champion, Tim the Maniac Sylvia.
You know what? The one thing you got to look at Tim Sylvia as, he is a guy who has fought top competition for the last 4 years. The guys that Tim has lost to, you're looking at Randy Couture, Nogueira, Frank Mir. Those guys are the top guys in the sport. So when you're looking at the real deal in fighting, Tim Sylvia has fought the real deal. He is the real deal. He has got a huge right hand, and he is a massive man. Tim Sylvia is long. He uses that left hand to set up his right hand, and if he puts that right hand on Fedor, he can end the fight very quickly. If it goes to the ground, Tim has been using a jiu-jitsu coach to try to get him to where he can actually go after Fedor. That's what he says he wants to do, is he's not going to just hold on to him. He's going to go after Fedor. We'll see if that works.
Do you think that Tim Sylvia can use his reach to keep Fedor at bay?
Well, no one to this point has been able to keep Fedor at bay, and that is a question because he has fought some big guys. And you're looking at Semi Schilt is 6'11", Hong Man Choi is 7'2", and they weren't able to keep Fedor off of him either.
All right, well, again, it's the big one. Fedor Emelianenko against Tim the Maniac Sylvia. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape now. Fedor, 31 years of age, just 6 foot, 230 pounds, very unassuming. He is a world champion in Sambo, judo expert as well. Tim the Maniac Sylvia, 6'8", 263 pounds of raw anger and pain. Tim Sylvia, introduce yourself to Fedor. Towering at 6'8", this former UFC champ comes in with a childhood chip on his shoulder. He's the Maniac, Tim Sylvia.
Every fight I'm in, I just have this will that I do not want to lose no matter what. When we step into this ring on July 19th, I'm looking to hurt Fedor. I'm looking to tell him that I am one of the best out there, and no matter what happens, he's going to come away in this fight hurt. Always had that nagging person yelling at me, screaming at me, beating me, saying I'm never going to amount to anything, never going to be anything. Well, I get to go out there and prove them wrong as well. I just got to be in Fedor's face. I got to rough him up, big man him, push him around, throw him around the ring, and just be in his face, let him know he's in a fight. I think I can beat him, otherwise I wouldn't be taking this fight. Fedor, I'm coming in there to beat you. I'm coming out number one in this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a maniac in the house coming to the ring, Tim Sylvia.
Well, the Maniac, Tim Sylvia, says he's in the best position you can ever be in because not a soul on this planet is expecting him to take out the much shorter, much more subdued Fedor Emelianenko.
Tim Sylvia, you know, always very boisterous, always very, look, man, hey, I deserve my just due. You better go ahead and pay attention to me as well. I'm a former UFC champ as well, guys. Let's go ahead and pay attention to me in the heavyweight division. No one seems to. The best way to make a statement, go ahead and knock out the #1 guy in the world. We got no choice but to listen and pay attention to you for the rest of your career.
Steps right over that top rope, a la Big John Studd, Big John McCarthy. You've seen him fight. Have you ever seen him with this sort of attitude before?
You know what? The one thing you got to say about Tim Sylvia, he gets more out of what God gave him than any other fighter I know. And the one thing that God did give him is an incredible heart and a streak of I don't quit. And Tim doesn't. He is tough as hell.
Well, the guy who he's going to face is the man we've all been waiting to see. The great one. It is Fedor Emelianenko. America, meet Fedor. Armed with quiet confidence and unrivaled skills, he fights for himself, his team, and Mother Russia. They say he's the best. Fedor Emelianenko.
На бой я выхожу. Когда я иду на бой, я стараюсь ни о чем не думать и собраться в себе, сконцентрироваться. Это мне побеждает принимать решения, помогает принимать решения в нужные критические моменты. Каждая победа мне дорога, каждая победа далась мне большим трудом. Смог победить, смог сделать это. Я всегда помню, что за мной моя команда, которая помогает мне, делает для меня все, чтобы я был чемпионом. Моя страна, в которой меня ждут победители.
And now, the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
Oh my goodness, boys. This is what we were talking about. He looks like the executioner walking down to the ring to do his job. Move over, Ivan Drago. This guy is the real deal in Russian nightmares.
He is expressionless when he walks down. He looks like my kid every time he's been in trouble. He's got to go, he knows he's going to meet the executioner, but the guy that you would not want to have walking down those steps to you is Fedor Emelianenko. He is absolutely the most dominant heavyweight that has ever been in mixed martial arts.
I got a chance to sit down with him for about an hour last time we were together, and he said, you know, sometimes when I'm beating up my opponents, I start to feel bad for them, so I let up, show them sympathy, and when they take advantage of my generosity, I end the fight.
That's kind of what happened with him and Fajita. He kind of let Fajita punch him around a little bit, kind of stung him. He finally got tired of it, armbarred him to finish the fight very quickly.
Him and Coleman, him and Randleman, him and anybody who's ever done anything to him.
You're right, Big John, you're right. Big John was correcting me. It was a choke on Fajita.
Yes, it was. One time
he didn't do an armbar.
Yeah, you know what? His sambo is so good, and he's so explosive that he is absolutely a dangerous man, no matter if he's on his feet or on the ground.
And he very rarely gets hurt. Let's send it now into the ring to Michael Buffer for our heavyweight championship fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Honda Center, Anaheim, California, Affliction event and M1 in association with Roy Engelbrecht Events is proud to present the Affliction Band main event of the evening. For the very first time in history, an MMA independently recognized contest for the heavyweight championship of the world. Scheduled for five-minute rounds, sanctioned by the WAMMA and the California State Athletic Commission. Chairman Tim Noonan, Executive Officer Armando Garcia. Assistant Executive Officer Bill Douglas, Event Supervisor Che Guevara, and inside the ring when the action begins, your referee in charge, Herb Deane. And now, it's time for a moment of history. Are you ready? MMA fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 feet 8, officially weighing 263 pounds. His record, 24 victories, including 16 knockouts with 2 submissions. Only 4 defeats. From Bettendorf, Iowa, the former UFC Heavyweight Champion, Deane Sylvia. Fighting out of the blue corner, he stands 6 feet tall and officially weighs 230 pounds. His record, 27 victories, only 1 defeat, 6 by KO, 14 by submission. From Starost, Russia, the former Pride FC Heavyweight Champion, ladies and gentlemen, Dame y Господа, the last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
All right, gentlemen, we've gone over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We will have a clean fight. Touch gloves, let's make it official.
Very interesting. Neither fighter looking at each other. Not one time do they look up and look at each other's eyes. Fedor expressionless. Tim Sylvia says again, I have nothing to lose. It's finally here. The Affliction people give it to us. Fedor Emelianenko on U.S. soil, fighting the former UFC heavyweight champ in Tim Sylvia.
This is the kind of fight you live for right here.
Again, this is for the WAMA heavyweight belt. Big John. Oh, nice. Sharp blaster by hurt. He holds up.
No.
Tim Sylvia goes down. This is what Fedor does best. Fedor immediately hooking into hooks, going for a rear naked choke. Can it be over this fast?
This is the same position Randy Couture had Tim Sylvia, but he's got that.
He tapped out. He tapped out. 36 seconds.
That is what
Fedor Emelianenko. You want to know why? He is the greatest fighter on the planet today. That is why. Tim Sylvia shaking his head in disbelief. That, folks, is the Michael Jordan, the Tiger Woods, the Rocky Marciano of our sport.
he hits like Rocky Marciano because he absolutely leveled Tim Sylvia.
Can you believe that? I was about to say, remember you guys were sitting there, I was like, just wait for it, he's about to move, And before I could get it out, he just jumped into it and went crazy. That is how you attack a fight. That is how you do it.
For all those people who have questioned the level of competition, you can't question it any longer. Fedor Emelianenko, quite frankly, is the baddest SOB on this planet.
There is no more argument anymore. You have other people that are in contention for pound the best in the world right now. Also, but pound for pound, the best guy in the world in mixed martial arts is Fedor Emelianenko. There's nobody else in any weight class can do what he does. Not BJ Penn's, not your George St. Pierre's, nobody. None of those guys can do what he does. I mean, Fedor Emelianenko is a step above everybody else that's fighting in MMA right now.
I tell you what, Frank, as much as you and I have seen him, and we've done so many shows on him in the Pride Fighting Championships on FSN, he still amazes.
Dude, I have to be honest with you, that's probably one of the most incredible things I've ever seen, and I've called 7 of his fights, 8 of his fights. And I get to sit in this exact same seat every time I see him fight. This is the first time I was actually a little nervous. Tim has a very long reach, knows how to use his reach, knows how to keep a guy away from him, but he couldn't stop Fedor tonight.
I tell you what, the Affliction people, we have a great future in store, because whether or not you have him against Arlovsky, maybe Randy Couture, wow, Fedor Emelianenko showing the American fans why he is the baddest of the bad. Now he's thinking, I came all the way to America for this, 36 seconds.
Well, he kind of likes America. I guess to hang out a little while.
He does.
I'm sure he'll be at Disneyland tomorrow.
I don't know. And here's a guy, folks, also, he's a huge star in Russia, but lives in the town that he grew up and actually has a house, gave it to his mom. He lives in a little apartment, or probably not so little, but lives in an apartment with his wife. Wow. Let's send it up now into the ring with Michael Buffer for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 36 seconds of round number 1. He now holds the WAMMA World Championship belt and surely must be recognized as the undisputed MMA Heavyweight Champion of the world, the last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
All right, Frankie, let's go through this fight real quick. Look at that huge move there by Fedor.
Comes over the top.
So fast.
Oh. That's what we're talking about, how Vitor Belfort used to punch so many years ago, and that's what we're looking to get for Vitor to come back. And Fedor shows it how a big guy this size can still do that. And
Tim Sylvia admitted, I don't have anybody to train with who does what Fedor does. I tried to get 4 different guys to help me out, but obviously it didn't help.
Nobody does what Fedor does. If you're fighting him, it's impossible to find a guy that can punch you in the head like that. Then, with a 6-foot frame on top of a 6'7" frame, sinking both hooks, flip you over onto your back, and sinking a rear naked choke that was only used with the forearm. So he's got power, strength, and technique on top of it.
That's one of those old-fashioned chokes. Wasn't even really the rear naked, didn't have it fully locked in.
Take a look at this, nice and deep. Just the forearm, like I said before, didn't put it all the way into a rear naked choke like Jay said. It's really amazing to see a guy like this that's able to pull something off.
And look at his face when he's done. It's the same face that he had when he walked into the ring. He is expressionless. He's emotionless. He goes to work, whips your butt, goes back home. See you later. Let's have dinner.
That's it.
All right, our guy, Big John McCarthy, is with your world champion, the great Fedor Emelianenko.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am standing here with the baddest man on the planet, Fedor Emelianenko. Fedor, you just, in 36 seconds, destroyed Tim Sylvia, a man who has only lost to other champions. Tell me what you're thinking right now.
Конечно же, я чувствую радость. Я очень рад и горжусь тем, что Тим вышел со мной, и я имел бой с ним.
I'm very happy about the fight, and I'm very happy about my performance, and I thank Tim very much for coming out and fighting with me on this great card.
There have been people that said that you have not fought top flight competition in several years and that you didn't deserve to be the #1 fighter in the heavyweight division. You have anything you'd like to say to those people right now?
Боец в тяжелом весе. Что ты думаешь от людей, которые это говорили? Ты думаешь, что сейчас заслужил?
Честно сказать, я не думаю об этом.
Honestly, I don't think about where people consider me and what rankings I'm at.
When you were going to face off against Tim Sylvia, did you think that you were going to be able to put him down with your stand-up, or were you going to try to get inside and take him down?
Когда ты готовился к Тим Силва, ты думал, что ты так просто сможешь выиграть, или ты думал, надо будет внутри больше с ним работать?
Ну, безусловно, я надеялся на быстрый бой, как и во всех боях. Хочется провести как можно быстрее, ну а там как Бог даст.
It's always my desire to make sure that the fight lasts as short as possible. So I go in there trying to finish the fight as soon as I can, and what happens, happens.
If given an opportunity to choose your next opponent, who is it that you would like to fight? Who is it that would interest you in bringing out the best in Fedor?
Кто бы хотел бы твой следующий соперник был? Скажи имя, если можешь.
Я восхищаюсь Рэнди Кутюром, но, если честно...
I think everyone knew what he said. He said it'd be his desire to fight with Randy Couture. But honestly,
I would just like to tell you congratulations on being the first ever true world champion in mixed martial arts. This is not a promotional belt. You are the World Alliance of Mixed Martial Arts heavyweight champion, the very first. Ladies and gentlemen, the world champion, Fedor, the last Emperor Emelianenko.
Thank you very much. Я бы хотел, конечно, передать низкий поклон Алёше, Игорю Алексеевичу, ну и всем нашим. Низкий поклон вам. Спасибо вам, что вы поддерживаете меня, верите в меня и молитесь за меня.
I'd like to say just thank you to all of my fans, all my good friends who have come out so far to support me, who continue to support me, my trainers, my camp. Thank you all very, very much.
Only thing we got to say is one thing, ladies and gentlemen, Fedor! Everyone wants to know, this is the fight everyone wants to see. Randy, would you like to fight Fedor?
I would absolutely like to fight Fedor, but I have a lot of things to settle with the Ultimate Fighting Championship first. So see how that all works out, and hopefully sometime this year if I'm lucky.
Fedor has already said that this is the man that you want to fight. Hopefully everyone will be able to see that. You can't ask for two people that are more classy or more dominant in this sport. Hopefully we'll all be able to see Randy Couture against Fedor Emelianenko sometime soon.
Для меня большая честь выступать с Рэнди. Я с самой молодости восхищаюсь им и его талантом.
It would be a great honor to meet Randy in the ring one day. I have a great amount of respect for him, and I've thought about that day coming at some point, and I hope that does.
Спасибо, товарищ.
Well, Frankie, would I love to see that one? I'm sure I'm not in the minority there. That's a fight that the entire world wants to watch. Two of the smartest fighters, probably who's ever lived.
Well, two of the smartest fighters, but also two of the most, you say smart, then you say well-educated, then you also have to add into the fact that they
well-prepared.
They always think about their team as well. They don't just think about just themselves. So like Fedor, I fight for myself, I fight for my team, and I fight for Mother Russia. Randy, same thing. I fight for myself, I fight for God, and I fight for Extreme Couture. He is a guy that also brings in everybody around him. going to be two of the best athletes you've ever seen compete in any one mixed martial arts fight ever in the history of the sport, as well as it's going to be the smartest, well-prepared team is going to be right behind them, pushing them. The right diet, the right nutrition, the right sleep, the right everything you can possibly think. It's going to be an incredible fight if this ever happens.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the future of Fedor Emelianenko, but right now, I'm certainly pretty darn content with the present for Fedor Emelianenko. Deane Sylvia, we gave him a puncher's chance. We certainly thought Fedor was going to win, but not this fast, not this brutal, and really not this quick of a, just came right all over Tim. We thought Tim would at least keep him away a little bit with that jab.
I thought Tim was going to keep him away with that jab a little bit and at least make it out to the middle of the first round before he actually got a finish on it. But Fedor's so quick, so fast, his hands just fly from his hips, and all of a sudden it's too late. You're face down on the canvas.
What do you do if you're a heavyweight? You're a Josh Barnett. You see this. If you're Andre Arlovsky, what do you do?
You know what? You have to really think about knowing he's going to explode in, and then I have to keep my hands up and keep him moving. It's going to be a difficult task for anybody that's in the heavyweight division right now to be able to battle with Fedor Emelianenko.
Well, folks, you wanted to see the best, the biggest, and the baddest. We gave that to you. The great Fedor Emelianenko, the new WAMA World Champion. For Frankie Trigg and Big John McCarthy and all the folks here at Affliction, I'm Jay Glazer. Thanks for joining us for Affliction Band. We'll see you next time.